So in this video, I'm going to give you all the updates on our friend Sarah Boone. Is she really going to represent herself at trial, or is she just bluffing? I'm going to read you the new letter that she sent to the judge, and I'm going to give you all the updates. So grab yourself a brew. It's going to be a bumpy ride. My name's Dawn, and this is just a quick disclaimer. Everything you hear in this video, it's going to be from my own research, my opinion, and for entertainment purposes only. That out of the way, let's get to it. So, just to put you wide, the pre-trial on that was originally the 25th of October, and the trial at that time was the 7th of November. I did a full video. I spent all day looking to see if there was any kind of live coverage anywhere that I could bring to you, and there was nothing. I'd no sooner stopped doing that video, edited it, and was ready to put it out there when this new information came out and all the dates changed. So just to give you that information first, excuse me, the pre-trial now is the 17th of January 2023, and the trial is the 30th of January 2023. I've got a feeling the same may happen again, that there won't be cameras at the pre-trial. I'm pretty certain there's going to be live cameras in the court for the actual trial. So, and believe me, if there is, I'll be bringing them to you. Now, that pre-trial on the 25th of October, that did go ahead with her attorney, Mr. Bankowitz, even though now it's been amended for a continuance, and there's going to be a new pre-trial now on the 17th of January. That still went ahead. And a pre-trial, it's just for the attorneys to exchange documents, to sort out any plea deals or anything like that. So on the 3rd of November, Sarah Boone writes another letter to the judge. So I'm going to read you this letter. Have you got your brews ready? You're going to need it. Right, let's get started on this. So this letter is dated the 3rd of November 22. It's 4 weeks exactly since her last letter, is what she's saying, and it's addressed to Judge Wayne C. Wooten. Honourable Judge Wooten, forgive me in advance for having to utilise your invaluable time to ask the current progress of my case, but after not having any form of communication with my attorney appointed by you after 11 weeks and counting, after sending 4 letters to my attorney appointed by you with no response, and after finally finding an outside resource to inform me of the uneventful, confusing filed documents online by my attorney appointed by you, I am still waiting with the perpetual question mark over my head. No letters, no video visits, no face-to-face visits, no answered phone calls from my attorney, or even a response from you, Your Honour, regarding one of my letters expressing my legitimate concern of what's going on in my case and where's my attorney. It has now been over 4 months since being appointed another attorney, number 6, and not by my decision, influence or choice, and almost 3 of the 4 months not hearing from said attorney. The 22nd of August 22 was the last correspondence. Why? What is the reason? Why haven't I received a letter, even a 15-minute video update, anything? Even after my pre-trial on the 25th of October is what truly confuses me and nonetheless upsets me, the fact I was not in attendance, so I could know what's going on in my case. Especially considering I have not heard from my attorney in 11 weeks and should have been included. Why was I not? This is my case. Was Mr. Bankowitz even there to represent me? I don't know. Anything still. The problem is that my constitutional rights are incorrectly being waived without my knowledge or permission. I've never signed anything nor verbalised the idea I wish to waive my appearances. I don't know what she means, waiver my appearances to any of the court dates. I want to be present for all dates going forward, please. Regardless of the significance, all are significant to me since my attorney fails to relay information in any way. If he's not going to, then I must myself and for myself. As always, my entire life. What else can I do? Who else can I seek help from? I have you and God, Judge Wooten. If I do have an attorney, where is he? There's so much to do all over in my case, hopefully the right way this time, off to a rocky start where I wonder how more extended my time will be on top of the almost soon to be 36 months, 3 years already. Is this how the justice system really works? Am I being penalised for wanting to be fully involved in everything in my case and intelligent enough to know how my case is being handled is unjust, and from my point of view, disastrous, considering I'm still here sitting in Orange County Jail, counting the days and praying my sixth attorney contacts me and we can move forward, finally coming to end to this seemingly endless debacle. You would think, considering the circus show my entire case is being made out to be, with all the hype, sensationalism and publicity. I received a letter all the way from across the pond, England, the other day. It would be being handled more professionally better. I learn something new every day about the facts, events and outcomes in my case from all the inmates and officers as well. I wonder if they know where my attorney is. Bottom line, please understand, I don't want to be here any longer. I don't want to be hindered any longer in getting just to the starting line again. I don't want to be suppressed in being heard finally, truthfully and correctly. So when, Judge Wooten, when will I hear from the attorney? Or you, please, just with some type of response other than a copy of my letters I keep sending, which I already have. In the meantime, it is my understanding the following documents have been filed in my case since the appointment of Frank Bankowitz, my attorney. MIA. Oh dear. Okay, so she just lists the pre-trial which came and went, who are appointed attorneys, the correspondence, the guilty plea. Okay, that's it. In the almost 4 months I've been a client of Mr. Bankowitz, this is the only progress. What's next? Where are my copies of everything filed ever? This is one way I can have some idea of what's happening, and please remember, I have no access to a computer, nor any reliable outside resource to check anything for me. Please mail copies. I'm trying to come up with any solution possible to keep me, the other party in my case, informed and updated. This also is a part of the court's responsibility. I would especially think, knowing I've not heard from my attorney in any way for 11 weeks, I want to be included. As always, I thank you for your time and understanding. Please help however you are able. I am not helpless. I am ready to get this show on the road and to hear from someone other than myself asking the same question over and over and over. What's going on in my case? Or how many more pens will I exhaust asking? So, how are we interpreting this letter? I'll tell you what I'm thinking. I mean, she's blaming the judge, obviously. It's her fault that this has happened with the attorney. It's nothing. It's not her. It's not Sarah Boone's fault. It's the judge's fault. I mean, to be fair though, being devil's advocate a little bit here, I have heard that Bankowitz has done this before. I don't know. It's just something that I've read. So you may know better than me on that one. So apparently, you know, he can do this. So that doesn't say that this is all about Sarah Boone, why he's not attended. Although possibly in her case it probably is. But she's blaming the judge. Everything's to do with the judge. And she's annoyed that she wasn't at the pre-trial. I don't know what she thinks goes on at the pre-trial. I've just got visions of her at a pre-trial saying it wasn't intentional. You know, when they're not there for that. That's not the trial. But yeah, I think she just wants to just jump on that stand and just say that all the time. So, yeah. But the fact is, it appears as though she didn't know exactly when the pre-trial is, and she's getting her information from an outside source. That's got to be Brian, hasn't it? I mean, she might have a friend out there, I don't know. I'm just assuming, should we say, I'm assuming it's Brian. And like when she says about sorting things out, as she has done her entire life. Yeah, I think a 12-year-old, I think that's insulting to a 12-year-old actually, but I think a 12-year-old could look after themselves and a child a lot better than she has. So it's this victim again, isn't it? I've had to do this all my life. She's not. All she's done is lent on Brian, and she's just been a pain in his side, really, hasn't she? So yeah, that sort of made me laugh. Now, this, if she doesn't get a response, you know, if the attorney's not going to represent her, that's what I was saying about, as she has done all her entire life, then she's going to do it herself. Or does she have to do it herself? I just couldn't imagine that. The point is, after, we all know that in her head, all she wants to say is it wasn't intentional. But the thing is, after she said it was not intentional, then what? What's she going to say after that? Because in her head, she feels that that's all she's got to say. That's all. She just wants to jump on that stand and say it was not intentional. She's not thought about, well, when they start coming at her with questions. I mean, she wants to go on the stand anyway. So she's not thought it through. The questions that they're going to ask her. She's not taken advice in her head. And to represent herself is absolutely ridiculous. We all know that, because she hasn't, how can I put this? She hasn't got the I'm trying to be polite. She hasn't got the necessary to represent herself, not even near. I mean, Daryl Brooks, she'd be better off with Daryl Brooks representing her, seriously, than representing herself. I mean, he made a show of that, but, you know, he put up a good fight. She's not got a standing. She's not got a chance. So I don't know why she's threatening that. And yeah, she's going to last 5 minutes. She's not going to be able to do what Daryl Brooks did. So yeah, that's absolutely ridiculous. The other thing, that letter from across the pond, listen, that was not me. But wouldn't it be great to see it, to see what that letter says from across the pond? Better not have been any of my mates. Yeah, probably just telling her what she is, because she's talking about all the attention her case is getting, isn't she? So yeah, of course it's across the pond. I'm going on about it every 5 minutes. So, and yeah, and it's not just here, it's everywhere. Everybody's going to be talking about this case. So let's have a look at what else. Yeah, so she's saying that she's not getting her documents and copies of everything. I don't know why, and I don't know why Bankowitz won't just contact her and just, even if he's got to be hard on her and say, I'm not contacting you because you're not taking any advice, so you can let me know. We're having a one-way conversation here. I'm trying to give you advice and you're not taking it, so there's no point in me carrying on to keep coming and going over this all the time with you. I'm going to keep saying the same thing and you're going to keep saying the same thing, not intentionally. So it's going to take a 5-minute conversation before we go in court of what you want me to say. That's probably what he's thinking. Don't forget, if you're enjoying this video just a little tidgy bit, press the tidgy like button. for me. I know it sounds awful, but I can't wait for this trial. Honestly, and I know they've put like 3 weeks aside for it, but I just can't see her getting past 3 minutes. The minute she starts that, not intentionally. And I've just got these visions of when they're telling her to be quiet, that she's either gonna carry on, or she's gonna have like an outburst to say, I've been in prison, I've been in jail waiting for this, and you can't just shut me up. I don't think she's going to handle it like Daryl, don't mind you, how Daryl Brooks did. Yeah, that's exactly how she's going to handle it. Just exactly the way he did. She's probably going to get thrown into the next courtroom, screaming from the next courtroom. It was not intentional. I can just see it all now, can you? And I know it sounds awful saying, I can't wait for this trial, but it's what us true crimers, this is what we enjoy. It's our interest. We can't help it. There's nothing wrong with us. We just like it. Anyway, this is going to be one to watch, isn't it? It's going to be like that. Sarah, is there anybody home? Are you listening? It's just not going to happen with her at all. Anyway, so, yeah. So we've got now till January to wait. Like I've said, if anything in between comes up, you're going to get it. Definitely. So don't forget, if you want these updates on the Sarah Boone case, I'm keep covering this case, and also the Dan Markel case. There should be a video being loaded in a few hours on that. I've done a video on that also. Yeah, if you want these updates, press the subscribe button. Don't forget the notification bell, and don't forget that like button, and don't forget to comment, because I want to know what you're thinking. Okay, so in between, and take care, stay safe, and come back. Bye.